her dad. Her father was actually, at least outwardly, rooting against his own 14-year-old daughter. Richard Williams afraid that early success might spoil her. She won the match, will now play top-seeded Arantxa Sanchez Vicario on Wednesday night. Jimmy Roberts has more on the game's newest and youngest sensation.
From all over the planet they have come to get a look at Venus. Her tennis talent was renowned to be otherworldly. Like the faraway planet whose name she bears, that too was a mystery. Until Monday night. 3 years ago, Richard Williams decided that his daughter had gotten just about as much as she possibly could out of junior tournament tennis. So Venus Williams simply dropped out of the system, which is the normal conduit to tennis's big time. That means that before Monday night, she hadn't played in a match against a girl her own age or in a tournament since 1991. The 14-year-old's straight-set victory lasted an hour and 22 minutes. The stands were surprisingly empty, yet those who were there had a vested interest and a keen eye.
I think, she's a big girl and she hits the ball, pretty strong.
You see a weakness out there?
Well, her forehand seems to be a little bit dodgy when she gets a little tight, but it's also a weapon.
Post-match, Williams behaved like she had been at it her entire life.
I think she's great for the game, and I think, she played well, and she's only going to get better with more matches, especially.
I really wasn't sure how I was going to do, but I knew I was going to go out there and play the best I could and play as hard as I could, and it turned out really good.
Many questions about this mysterious tennis prodigy were answered here on Monday night. Still, many more remain, and they have nothing at all to do with how she plays this game.
I've said it about 100 times. If it was my daughter, I wouldn't want her to play at 14.
It used to be that a player could turn pro at age 14, but after January 1st, that will no longer be the case. The WTA Tour set the new year as the implementation date for its new stricter age eligibility rules, a change in part precipitated by the public fall of Jennifer Capriati.
Venus won't be like most of the girls that went ahead of her. She'll play this one tournament. That'll be it for 1994. In 95, Venus will play 6 tournaments. In 96, she'll play 10. And that way, she's playing a tournament almost every other month. And it gives her plenty of time to be a 14-year-old girl.
When she says that she's different, she's been differently prepared, what do you think about that?
Well, that's what Jennifer thought.
The biggest critical concern about children who aren't even old enough to drive turning professional is the potential loss of childhood and an arrested social development, a concern magnified with Williams because she does not go to school, but is instead tutored at home by her family.
What are you going to do, for example, when you finally get to be 21, 22? You will have not had those adolescent years. You would have, for the most part, a life that's been hidden away. You've been by yourself. Only sport is what you know, and you'd almost have to be retrained for later life.
The WTA Tour claims to not grandfather players like Williams, and Switzerland's Martina Hingis, who turned pro in October, would be unfair. Some suggest they are simply sidestepping a potential legal challenge. But even though they beat the deadline, the tour's newest and youngest members will still be subject to new guidelines that mandate player and parent orientation on everything from the benefits of nutrition to how to handle a loss.
It will be a multi-dimensional approach to teaching these young women what the stressors are in the tour. We're going to even teach them about the media.
So the future of women's tennis may have well arrived, and Venus is her name. There is apparently no disputing her talent. Will we get used to seeing her a tournament winner? Probably. Should it be happening potentially so soon? The answer isn't quite as clear. Reporting from Oakland, I'm Jimmy Roberts, ESPN.
Jimmy, thanks. Just ahead when SportsCenter rolls on. A heavyweight affair from Las Vegas. A hip Rodolfo matchup in the square circle. A punch or two on the way.